I feel pretty, oh so pretty.
I feel something new, something beautiful.
What is up, Gothamites? Wow, did not expect to be making this video right now. I mean, we knew that we were going to get that finale kind of time jump trailer, and this, I'm guessing, is the teaser for it, which is why they're calling it the Gotham series finale kind of J promo / teaser. But how cool was that? I know not everyone is on board with this look. If you aren't aware, and the reason why I'm talking about this is because it's officially released by Fox and Gotham, so you know this image isn't really a spoiler, they're promoting it themselves, but just referencing the leak, this is the same look as the leak, but finally we're getting a full kind of color corrected, you know, sheen of the screen, as I like to say, version of Cameron Monaghan's, or should I say Gotham's Joker, if you will, or as they're putting it, Mr. J, as even though they're getting a lot more leniency, as Cameron says himself, they still can't use the name Joker. But, you know, let's break this down, guys. There's also a couple of photos online, like an official promo photo, another like kind of side angle of Mr. J in Gotham's finale from Cameron Monaghan's Instagram. There's a whole bunch to go over, even though it's just like a little clip teasing that amazing kind of finale trailer we're probably gonna get. But of course, guys, as always, before we get into all of this, because there is so much to digest right now, my mind is exploding as well as yours as I'm saying this. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already to stay up to date with everything like this that is breaking with Gotham and other comic book nerdy stuff, and go ahead and like this video to show your support for the channel. So first of all, in this breakdown, guys, I'm going to go over the teaser for the kind of, you know, finale full teaser trailer we're getting later on. Then I'll go over a TV Line article because Cameron Monaghan says a couple of cool comments about the finale and his role as Mr. J. And then I'll go over a couple of the cool promo photos that we've got officially, and also from Cameron Monaghan himself. He posted this cool little side pic. But let's dive straight into the first part of the trailer, guys. This is Gotham quite literally 10 years later than what we have been seeing for the past 5 years. I mean, even like all of the buildings look pretty different. I mean, I guess you'd have to say that, you know, more buildings would have been made, but obviously right at the front in our faces is the new Wayne Tower. Now, if I remember correctly, it's not like confirmed, but maybe in the latest promo for episode 11, the last kind of present day episode, if you will, I think that's what I titled the video, it looks like Wayne Tower might blow up. So this might, well, it is Wayne Tower rebuilt or whatever. I'm just going to say it's Wayne Tower rebuilt. We know that Wayne Manor's absolutely, you know, completely smashed from a few episodes back because of Jeremiah Valeska. So I'm guessing along with Wayne Tower being rebuilt, I'm guessing Wayne Manor will be rebuilt as well. We'll have to wait and see. But I love the design. I just love the kind of gloomy Gotham, what they've done here. I can just imagine the Batman jumping off those rooftops. Hell yeah. So the next scene, guys, is straight away going into Arkham Asylum. What do we see? We see a drooling Jeremiah Valeska. He's essentially drooling. He's basically in a catatonic state. Now, you may be wondering, but why, Boba? Why isn't he broken out in the past 10 years, caused havoc in Gotham or anything like that? Well, if you're like a Batman fan in terms of you've read the comics or maybe you've seen this animation, you will know that they are 100% taking a leaf out of the Dark Knight Returns comic book. Now, in that, essentially, when Batman, he hasn't been around for a little while, so the Joker also hasn't been around for a little while, because essentially the connection there is if Batman goes away, the Joker doesn't see any point in operating, existing, being. He has no purpose. And I feel like this is quite literally their take on it, because, you know, Bruce will leave Gotham at the end of episode 11. They're making that very apparent through synopsis, teasers, all kinds of things. And you'd have to think the fact that it's been 10 years and he's sat there just drooling away, that he is doesn't essentially see any point in doing anything because Bruce is gone. So obviously it's a little bit different from the Dark Knight Returns, but any Dark Knight Returns or Batman fan who's read that or seen the animation will, you know, 100% get the reference here. See, he doesn't see the point in being anything unless Bruce comes back. So I'm thinking that is going to be the case, and he's going to come to life, I guess, when Bruce comes back in this 10-year time jump, because as we know, it's featuring the Batman, and that is what the preceding clips show. I'll go over the lines in a second, but I think in terms of, you know, the Dark Knight Returns as well, as soon as Bruce will come back, whether it's Bruce Wayne and Batman or either or both, whatever, he will be absolutely enticed and thrilled and obsessed with this new character. Maybe they're even going to link it back to the prophecy that Ra's saw, or like the vision. I see a Dark Knight of Gotham rising, and he told Jeremiah that plan, and Jeremiah also wanted Bruce to fulfill his potential. They definitely made a point of that in season 4. So what we see here when Jeremiah has the freaking, like, he's turned around, and this does look like it's in Ace Chemicals, by the way, just from being on the rails and stuff. That's going to be maybe another video, and I'll talk about that in the full-length trailer we're going to get. But he turns around and he's got the mother freaking Batarang through his hand. Love the Batarang design, by the way. I'm glad they didn't go too technical, but it's kind of like classical Batman. I mean, if you've seen the Batsuit League, I'll leave that in the cards above. You don't have to watch if you don't want to. It's halfway through the video, but it's similar to the emblem-esque. And I just love this kind of Batarang. I wouldn't have wanted a high-techy one for Gotham, more classical. But the thing I want to concentrate on here is that Jeremiah's literally got a Batarang through his hand, and he's loving it. He's enthralled and absolutely, I mean, I don't know the right word. I'm just trying to find the right one. He's absolutely ecstatic. So ecstatic that this has happened to him. Why? Because that couldn't be more Joker than what they could possibly do with the Joker on Gotham, apart from, of course, the looks, which some people don't agree with. But just look at the way he's looking at that symbol in his hand. He is absolutely, you know, over the moon, and that makes me very happy. I know some of you guys don't like the look, but I completely, you know, I dig it, and I've said this, you know, when I covered the leaked photo. Obviously, you know, I might have made some changes, and they've had to make it different in some way. Sure, the nightmarish look was a conscious choice. They wanted to do that. I'm sure they could have given him hair, for example. But the reason why he looks like this, because in Gotham's world, the Ace Chemicals do what they kind of look like what they would do, and that is kind of, you know, disfigure you, scar you, I guess, destroy some hair follicles on your head so you can't grow hair as thick as you did or something. I mean, that's getting a bit too over analytical there, but that, you know, that's probably why he hasn't got like loads and loads of hair. I mean, he's got long hair, that's why it's been growing for the past 10 years, for those who've been wondering, but these 100% match up to those leaks. I also love the line that Jay gives when he's obviously become a bit more, you know, cognitive, if that makes sense, or coherent, because obviously he gets out of Arkham somehow or another, and as I said, I'm guessing when, you know, the Batman is in town. But he says, I feel something new. I feel something beautiful. So I think that is essentially kind of what it sounds like, really, that he feels like, not like Jeremiah anymore, not like whatever, like, you know, forget that. He feels like something inside him is brand new, and what he's thinking of it is beautiful, and from here on out, that's basically low-key meant to say, even though we're not going to get any more Gotham, and the universe is going to continue now in this 10-year time jump in our imaginations or whatever with Batman and the Joker and stuff, he is carrying on as the Joker from here on out, not as Jeremiah Valeska, but as Mr. J. Something new, something beautiful. So that is 100% what that line means. I'm very, very confident in that. So guys, along with this wasn't like the only promo they gave us. And by the way, none of this is an April Fool's joke. If you guys have seen the leaked stuff, you know this is real. They've released a official promo photo like they have done with previous promo pics for Gotham over the years, of, you know, a proper good kind of look at Mr. J. It looks like he has a little bit more hair there, but really it's just, you know, made a little bit, I don't know, more neater or something and collected, but really he has the same hair. I swear there's a green tinge in there, but in regards to the green hair, by the way, in like different photos or the trailer, a lot of people are thinking, oh, he has green hair, he has green hair. He doesn't strictly have green hair, it's more like the same color he had before, perhaps with a tinge, but if you're like saying it has green hair because of some of the photos, that is the lighting. For example, compare the promo photo lighting to Jay sitting down in Arkham. It looks completely different. So they're obviously capitalizing on that. Anyone would, you know, in post-production, like in Photoshop, you would add these very Joker color correction-y elements to it. But, you know, we're going to have to wait and see concretely for the episode. But I do know that they can't use the Joker name or have blatant green hair. So I'm going to kind of skim over this interview because, you know, I don't want to read the whole of it out, but I'll leave the article links down in the description below. But he says after TV Insider said, so this is the Joker, right? And he says, I am imposing my own embargo. They don't make us sign a non-disclosure agreements, but they should have. What Monahan will say is that we see a natural crystallization of everything that we have created over the course of the past 5 years. With Jeremiah, we have a lot of vanity, but with Jerome, we had monstrosity. So what happens when we combine vanity with monstrosity? What do you do when it's horrifying, but they still perceive themselves as something else? And even though this J fellow mixes a lot of what we have seen before, Monahan promises that there's a lot of new too. In addition to looking like nothing we have seen before, he also goes on to note that the show, which has previously borrowed heavily from the Clown Prince of Crime's backstory, has a new twist to the canon up its sleeve. There are multiple shoutouts to different aspects of the origin, and we're doing some unique stuff with it as well. I think what is really interesting about this is, no matter how outlandish we have gone with the twin and all of that stuff, we kind of go a little bit more grounded with him at the end, which I like. There is something pretty human and horrifying about this guy. As for Jay's final look and feel, Monahan admits that we're allowed a lot more leniency than we were ever allowed before. A lot of this is thanks to fans watching it, and also us for fighting the good fight. And of course, he finishes with a laugh. We're in the final season of the show, so we could go, screw it, what are you gonna do? Cancel us. So to be honest, it kind of was like a little bit of what we have heard before, mixed in with a bit of new stuff, but either way, you know, with Jay, it is crystallizing, as what Cameron Monahan said, everything, you know, all the rendered aspects from what they've done before on the show into one kind of, you know, final product, plus with a little bit of leniency in their final season. That's why he's got, you know, you can basically point at this guy and be like, that's the Joker. And, you know, there's no mega restrictions on it, apart from you can't use the word Joker. But I'm sure they'll kind of work their way up to that name, for example, through saying Mr. J, and then, you know, you, as in fans' imaginations, they can just be like, oh, at some point somebody's going to be, after calling himself Jay for a while, call him the Joker, or he might find that, you know, calling card himself. Now, even though that promo image was pretty cool, I actually prefer what Cameron Monahan uploaded as well. He says, the joke is on you, and we see Jay, and it looks like in a bar, and if I'm not mistaken, that looks like the same kind of seating and padding kind of area and everything like that of the Sirens bar. But either way, you know, I love the kind of costume and the look of what we have here with Jay. I mean, what we just saw in the official promo photo, we can see the coat, but you can't see much of what is underneath. And that is that there's this kind of green, shiny undercoat, and you can see the same kind of greeny tie, a kind of purpley shirt. I love it. I really love the outfit. It's amazing. Now, I personally have said, as I've said in this video and many times before, I dig the look. I probably maybe wouldn't have done the prosthetic chin, would have added a bit more hair. But either way, Gotham tread new ground. And there's nothing wrong with making an innovative kind of new story, and that is really, to be honest, that sentence I just said there personifies Gotham. It's not super traditionalist. It treads new footprints into the traditional kind of canon, whilst establishing its own story and leaving its own mark. So, you know, I respect them with what they did with that in terms of the Joker and every story. And lastly, I know not everyone's going to be happy with that, but I can definitely appreciate it for what it is. And I am very, very hyped by this promo. Now, as I said, there will be a 10-year time jump trailer. I'm guessing, as I said, this is just a teaser for that. I do want to put a disclaimer or disclosure or whatever out there in terms of saying that, as some of you guys are experienced with now, watching those will probably spoil a lot for the final episode. I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see if they include a lot of spoilers in it, but judging from Gotham's mega hype trailer history, people feel desensitized a little bit when they finally watch that episode because they feel like they've seen more than 3/4 of it in the trailer. So, you know, watch at your own risk kind of thing. But other than that, guys, that is mainly the video. I'm not going to drag it out any longer. I talk enough as it is. My takeaway comments is that I love that little teaser they gave us. I love the very, very abundantly obvious connection to The Dark Knight Returns with Mr. J being like catatonic in Arkham. I love the line of feeling something new and beautiful. And then lastly, the completely nailed actions of the Joker when Cameron is using his performance with the Batarang in his hand and absolutely loving it, and that laugh he gives off is everything. And I think any Joker fan, whether you agree with the look or not, will 100% agree with that performance right at the end of that teaser. Thank you so much for watching. Did not expect to drop this video, but it was, you know, more than happy to. I love covering stuff like this. You guys know I do. So if you did like it, leave your support on the video by leaving a like on the video. Subscribe if you're brand new to stay up to date with any new information like this, obviously. Check out the links in the description below. You can talk with me directly in my Discord server about this very, you know, topic, and follow me on social media like Twitter and Instagram. I want to say thank you to all my patrons appearing on the screen. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you for helping fuel the content that I create on this channel. Really does mean a lot. Check out my Teespring store. But thank you so much for watching, Gothamites. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.